This is C3. No. Oh, that's an F. I knew it was close. Wow, that's an F. It's in key. But I'll be goddamn. I'll be goddamn. But I'll be goddamn.
Come check out owlsherbs.com where we have all of your herbal needs and different variety of products from sea moss to black seed oil and a different variety of products for different health issues because your health is your wealth.
Hey, you guys, this is Courtney Camaro. I'm outside of Muhammad Ali's real original home. We're in Chicago, and I wanted to shout out Al's Botanics and Herbs. Man, when I tell you, I am one of those people that has insomnia. I can't sleep. I can't focus on some days because I'm so sleep deprived, and this has helped. This is one of the mixtures he has that helps with sleep.
What's up? What's up? We're gonna talk about YouTube tonight. I actually pay for this StreamYard, so I try to get my money's worth. So tonight, this is something I was thinking about doing. I found the pivotal information that I was looking for as far as statistics to do this topic. So everybody wants to get on YouTube. Um, Everybody wants to, talk about something or they want to actually do some type of content. Actually, I do a variety of different types of content. I do primarily long talk type podcast type format, and then I also show different things like how to do certain things like reviews as well as how to videos. I'm gonna do more of those. I've changed kind of how I do things. I kind of got comfortable with just kind of talking and kind of doing self-help talk and stuff like that. I still will do that, but I'm going to actually more action oriented this year. This year is more action, just me actually following my own advice. Anybody wants to take heed, that's fine, but this is more of a year of action. This is kind of how I look at things. But speaking of action, YouTube, there is a lot of action. uh you know if you get monetized, that's actually a big deal, believe it or not. A lot of people actually kind of get comfortable with it or don't really think about monetization, but actually monetization can make you money, um, like while you sleeping, and even while you're not even on YouTube, to the point where you could be extremely successful just with AdSense content to being able to actually get support, which YouTube is kind of expensive as far as what they charge for you actually getting any type of financial support via cash apps. I mean, not cash apps, but super chats. They take 30% of whatever cash proceeds you get from your chat. So it's really, if you really think about it, um it's almost 50%. 30% is very close to 50%. So if you give somebody $100, you just gave them 70, and you gave YouTube, which is Google or Alphabet, you gave them $30. So it's kind of really really serious when you break it down, that aspects of things, and also even AdSense, you don't get the brunt of that actual advertising budget as well. They break that down to where you really read the fine print, you don't get all of that. So yeah, I'm gonna break down who's actually making money on YouTube because you know a lot of people, they want to get in this business or they already in this business, and they're trying to figure out what's going on, and um what actually who is actually making money off of this, because um I think I've talked about this. I might have talked about this before, but I might have not. I definitely mention it, but most people, including myself, this is a hobby. Okay, what is a hobby? Okay, the government looks at any business that is less than $25,000 a year by proxy, a hobby, a hobby, something that I do in the lobby. you know, uh, that is what a hobby is. So, any person is making less than $25,000 a year. I'll raise my hand on that. Is this is just a hobby. I don't care how I don't care what level of narcissistic uh you know viewpoints you have about yourself and what you provide to the world. If you make less than $25,000 off of YouTube to zero, you just this is just something you do just as a hobby. My IT business, I started off as a hobby. I didn't even long before I worked in IT or anything like that. Before I started my career, it was just a hobby. It was something I was doing in the basement in my grandmother's house. I was like in my early 20s, mid 20s, still trying to get out of a South Side Chicago basement, and it was a hobby. I grew that to something where it wasn't a hobby. But most people, this business of YouTube is just a hobby. Okay, so I'm gonna open up my screen and share some articles that basically goes into what I'm talking about as far as this YouTube thing being a hobby. All right. So, uh this is an article um from YouTube stats 2023. I guess I could share this. Yeah, I'll share this in the chat here. Share this here. I'll try to get that and put it in the description at the end of this video. Before I get started, there's a couple things that I guess I'll mention at it, towards the end of this video or whatever, as far as tips and things people do and whatnot. But mostly what people do is they try to be PC. I'll just say that people mostly try to be PC. I see people starting channels, young and old, and they start off they're PC. Um, Primarily, you know, people people that have big channels, they remain PC, and that's pretty much how they rotate their PC. Such as Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast is like the king of YouTube as far as all of YouTubers. He's pretty PC. He doesn't even put out content unless it's really like it passes the PC check. It's a couple things I'm gonna give like advice is actually, tips and stuff. I don't follow that advice. I'll just let you know right now. I'm not a PC channel. I've admitted to doing, things as far as like illegal activities and all kind of stuff. I am not PC. I kind of go in on my hedonistic journeys, and I have hedonistic discussions. I talk about all kind of stuff. I am not PC. It's people that's worse than me as far as what they talk about, as far as how deep or how realistic they or transparent they are as far as topics. I already just kind of pretty much that opportunity for me being PC is dead in the water. I think I started off with YouTube when I started my channel 7 years ago. I tried to be PC. I'm pretty sure that was the focus, but that got null and void real quick. But this reads here. This is YouTuber user stats. Okay, so how many YouTube channels are there? Okay. Uh, there are 114 million active YouTube channels with over 10,000 partners using Content ID, which includes broadcasters, movie studios, record labels, and more. Okay, this is already here. So for whatever reason, whether people do not want to um apply for a content for a content ID, for you got a couple different types of people. You have businesses that they apply for a content ID because they actually want to actually advertise on YouTube. YouTube actually is a very good platform for if you have a business to advertise whatever you're selling or services that you're providing. So you can have a content ID and just be, basically running ads that are your own ads to other YouTube channels, right? That have a content ID that is actually trying to get AdSense money by running it on their channel. So there's like two types, but as you can see, out of 114 million active YouTube channels, okay, there's only a little I guess over $10,000, I mean 10,000 partners with the content ID. And not all of them, like I said, make money off of AdSense on their channels. They might be, some of them might be actually advertisers themselves. So that lets you know how big of a deal this is and how small it is by proxy of how many people are actually making. And then when you come to the idea of people that are actually making money off of YouTube, then it goes into the weeds where most, I would say, just relatively speaking, most people kind of know the people or channels that make money off of AdSense money, just AdSense alone. They know those are very much a small amount of people, and that make over what is a hobby, a hobbyist. Now, outside of this, is what I call, these are not necessarily terms that I that is noted as far as what people talk about. This is just what, these are my concepts. But you could just say a professional YouTuber, right? Because you're not a hobbyist anymore, right? Is You could just say over $25,000 a year. Is Yeah, that's enough. Over $25,000 a year um is basically professional YouTuber. So that's over $2,000 a month. I would consider someone that if they make off of their AdSense or their Google AdSense account, they make $2,000 a month off of their AdSense, right? They're a professional YouTuber. That doesn't Now here's the thing though. Let me go back to hobby hobby YouTubers. It's very much you got different professionals that are on YouTube, and different types of people, right? All walks of life on YouTube. You can very much be a hobby YouTuber, and then also as people that come on YouTube as a strategy to get users from YouTube to other platforms. Um, you could very much just be a hobby YouTuber. What's going on, Alonzo? Um, you could be a hobby YouTuber and actually make more than $25,000 off of YouTube by proxy of you have other businesses or services, right? That you make, advertise off of on YouTube so people can actually buy your products or services off of a YouTube. That is definitely a content strategy that I use. Um, you know, it's people that are very, very successful at that. Um, it's also people that have less than $25,000 a year as far as what they actually make on YouTube, and they make way more money off of YouTube. It's people that that's just what they do is they go on YouTube and then they bring people off of YouTube to other platforms and they make money that way. So just because you might be a hobby, just because you're a hobby YouTuber doesn't necessarily mean that you don't make over $25,000 a year from YouTube, that's all you make. I just wanted to just make that clear. So let's go back to professional YouTubers. So you're making over $2,000 a month. I would say you're a professional YouTuber. Okay. So let me read this a little bit more. How many users do YouTube have? It has around 2.6 billion monthly active users in over 100 countries. Okay. How many people use YouTube? YouTube has approximately 120 million, 22 million daily active users based all over the world. How many YouTube channels can I have? You can create up to 100 channels with one single YouTube account. See, this is way out right here. So a lot of times when I actually present some information or come up with some topic, again, I learned in the process. I had no freaking idea that you can create up to 100 channels. I knew you can create more than one, but up to 100 channels from one single YouTube account. Okay, that's amazing. So, how many YouTube channels have 100,000 subscribers? Okay, around 321,000 channels have 100,000 subscribers or more. Okay, so out of 114 million active YouTube channels, right? There's only us. It's over 10,000 with basically that are YouTube content ID partners, meaning they have some type of AdSense account with YouTube, right? So that's less than 20,000, right? But between the range of 20,000 to 10,000 partners out of 114 million active YouTube channels, but out of basically that 114 million active YouTube channels, there's only 321,000 channels that have 100,000 subscribers or more. Let me also go back to the FITM, fake it till you make it. FITMI. You can actually buy YouTube channels. I mean, you could buy YouTube channels. This is some like stuff that people probably don't know about. Okay, you could buy YouTube channels. You could buy YouTube subscribers. You could buy YouTube views. You can buy um what YouTube live viewers as well. Like, if you ever like go on someone's live stream, you would not know that a person bought YouTube live stream viewers. Like you would have the only way I can tell you that you can kind of somewhat tell in my experience, as far as what I can tell, if you go on somebody's channel and you know what the authentic engagement level would be for, let's just say, 100 people watching, right? Um, versus someone that has 100 live viewers that they possibly paid for, they have hardly any engagement in the chat. Typically, if you have 100 or more people watching you, probably at least 10% of those live viewers are going to be engaging directly in the chat. So the chat will be moving very, very fast after 100 viewers. Not so much fast, but you will have some type of engagement where it'll be 10, let's just say, 10 or more people actively engaging in the chat. When you have two or three or four or 500 people that are watching, and over 100, and there's hardly any engagement in the chat, that lets you that's some like shady stuff. Like, it's like kind of like strange. I'm a technologist. I'm a basically, you can call me a nerd, you can call me a techie, whatever. I absolutely know how to manipulate. I have software that I know how to manipulate live views and all that stuff. I can get into all of that. I have dabbled with that. I have created I have downloaded software and have manipulated views on YouTube. I've done it. I've absolutely have done it as an experimental measure. I have definitely used some software that have throttled views. I've just done it as an experiment. I was like, oh, okay, cool. I didn't have to pay. There's services that you can pay, like companies and stuff like that. All you have to do is Google it, that you can basically buy views, buy everything that I mentioned before. But I myself have, yeah, definitely have used software to manipulate views as an experimentation purpose, and I saw how it works, and it was very interesting, kind of somewhat fun. But I just did that one time. My notion is, I really do not like, some people really care about this, and I get it, and I think you should care, but I myself, I don't really care that much. I just try to provide what I can do, as far as in detail, as much as possible, for my own reference and other people's references. But I don't really care much about this to try to pretend that I've faked it till I made it, or some shit like that. I just don't really give a fuck about this shit like that. Other people, yeah, they do. There's people that are still buying viewers, and there's those websites. What I notice is, they're kind of in Eastern Europe. They're still buying that stuff. That fake it till you make it is something that's not definitely just YouTube. It's something that I seen on all over the internet. It's just what people do, as some type of strategy. But let me read this further here. So we've already realized that it's only 321,000 channels that have over 100,000 subs out of 144 million. There's only a little, I guess, under 20,000 active channels that have some type of AdSense account. Okay, so that lets you know how small that you know people that actually have some type of AdSense account, that are approved to get AdSense money from their channel content. I myself have gotten channel content AdSense or whatever. I lost it because I violated YouTube policy. So I've been trying to I've been trying to get it back, but I mean, the thing is that Um, yeah, I haven't been able to get it back, and I'm not. You can definitely pay for that too. You can pay to get watch time hours. I just like I said, I don't care, so I'm not about to do that. So the thing is that yeah, it's you gotta have. Think it's like 10 million YouTube short views, and then uh, or a million or something like that, and then 4,000 watch time hours within a year's time. So yeah, it's countries that YouTube don't it's not it's banned. That's in the article. I don't really give a fuck about that. YouTube is the second most visited website under number one is Google, and three is Facebook, four is Twitter, five is Wikipedia. Okay, great. All of this other stuff I really don't give a hell about. Mainly what I wanted to talk about was basically how many people actually are making money off of YouTube. And yeah, Baby Shark is the most number one YouTube video, over 12 billion views.
Ping pong. Baby shark do 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 baby shark do.
Yeah. So yeah, I lost everybody that was probably watching me then. Great. So yeah, that's another thing. Like the actual business of YouTube, the different YouTube niches, the kids friendly niche, like actually having kids content is really like number one, I would say, as far as niches. The Baby Shark to do song basically lets you know all of that. It's 12 billion people done watch this video. I'll tell you this, I'm a uncle, and I've have small children. I definitely know the value of this song. Do you know how long? I mean, it's. I'll just go briefly with this, but do you know how many babies you know got pleased over and over and over by parents playing this song for their kids? I mean, for their babies. Like it just you just can't imagine how many people done put their kids to sleep by basically playing Baby Shark to do. Um Recently actually I think some jail inmates filed a lawsuit because they were basically being tortured by playing Baby Shark. I remember living with my sister and my nieces, and she used to play Baby Shark for her daughter that at the time was a baby. And I was like, God dog it, not this shit again. Oh my. I mean, it was terrible, man. But hey, I got a shirt with some sharks on it, like this. This is actually lightning bolts, but yeah, this is like the number one niche on YouTube, actually, like kid kid friendly content, because you got to think it's a lot of people that when I was younger, and my peers, we used to watch cartoons. Like we used to sit and watch cartoons. If you had an old TV, you had to turn the knob, watch your He-Man and you know, GI Joe and whatnot, right? Well, now kids are in front of a Roku TV, and their parents are having them watch kids friendly content off of YouTube. So you just gotta think, like, it's millions of children. And they're gonna watch content over and over again, and it's children all around the world they're gonna watch kid friendly content. It's actually like one of the number one niches on YouTube. It's just like cartoons and like kid friendly content. So you people thinking like other content forms are more popular, and that actually the kid centric type, even baby centric type of content is actually the most profitable content on YouTube. So you know, number two, like the which YouTube channels have the most subscribers is T series. Um, I think T series is like a Indian channel or something like that. But let me actually open YouTube up and actually see what this is, because I'm not necessarily hip to what T series is. I believe it's like Indian content. Yeah, T series is Indian content. But see, it's an Indian channel, basically Indian entertainment channel. So here's the thing, right? India, a lot of people don't they just don't know. Like, I mean, I myself, I'm older and I'm a Virgo, so I'm a research hog. I just I love doing research, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's one of the things about me. So a lot of people don't know India has over a billion people. India is right next to China. And it is pretty much it has a long history, just like China, and it has over a billion people. Okay. So it doesn't really take much for them to watch um this type of this kind of make this possible basically by being the number one channel on YouTube with over 214 million subscribers. And then this other one is like it says nursery rhymes. It's like I said, kid centric content is the number one kind of like niche on YouTube pretty much. So you got that is number two with 133 million subscribers. And then here's another thing. It says Set India. So Set India is another Indian platform. India is rising, you know what I'm saying? Like I would say to you, I mean, right now I work for an Indian company, right? You want to think about India as a business strategy. you know you still want to you want to think of China, but you want to think about India as far as like what you can do as far as making money off of people in India, because India has a lot of people, like I said, and they have a lot of different types of markets. They are behind China as far as industrialization, trying to catch up, but India has a lot of different ways you can kind of get into the continent of I mean the country of India, because they have a lot of like things like, for example, incense. I burn incense. That's kind of something I do. I don't like Febreze and shit like that. I like natural stuff. So like I like incense. Well, India makes a lot of incense, you know what I'm saying? So I'm definitely one of my strategies is to look into to getting incense, wholesale or whatever. So they also make tea. They have a lot of tea. They have a lot of herbs. The oldest medicine, type of medicine is called um arderatic medicine. I might not be subscribed pronouncing it right, but it is one of the oldest practices of medicine. It's like over 10,000 years old. Um, so let me show you. what this is here, so you can see what I'm talking about here. So I'm very much into that as well because it's a very good use of um of that um type of system. Is So it's Ayurvedic medicine. Uh so it's pretty much this is what it is here as far as what this type of medicine is. So let me take this here, copy this here. So let me because one of the things I'll have to say as far as my channel, how my channel kind of took off was medicine. People you people are A lot of people are sick, and they're looking for, kind of natural, methods of healing and whatnot. And that's kind of how my channel took off as far as my subscribers. Um this is what Ayurvedic medicine is basically. Traditional medicine native to India, which uses a range of treatments including pan panchakarma, which is 5 actions, yoga, massage, acupuncture, herbal medicine to encourage health and well-being. Okay. So yeah, that said India. I'm not sure what that is, but it's an Indian channel, 131 million. PewDiePie, I think he's in Sweden, 111 million, and Mr. Beast is at 94 million. Okay. So all of these channels make millions and millions of dollars. That's all you need to know. Okay. And that's American dollars. You know what I'm saying? When you convert it into India, oh my God. I mean, it just probably goes into the trillions or something, or if not billions. Um, so yeah, that's that. That's definitely interesting information. So how many let's see here. How much does YouTube pay? Okay. It says YouTube pays a good average amount to expect is around 18 cents a view according to Influencer Marketing Hub. That would mean on average you could expect to receive $18 per 1,000 ads. Okay. How much does YouTube pay for 1 million views? You can expect to be paid between 2,000 and 3,000 in ad revenue for 1 million views. Okay. So let's see what else. YouTube pays monthly. Your earnings for a previous month get added to YouTube payment account balance and AdSense anytime between the 7th and 12th of the following month. Okay, it says how many YouTube views do I need to make $5,000 per month? It says you need to gather around 2 million views each month in order to make $5,000 a month. Okay. So they say the richest YouTuber is Mr. Beast and Jake Paul and Markiplier and Red and Link and Unspeakable. Um okay, 54 million payout last year for Mr. Beast. Okay, so yeah, so professional YouTubers make over over $25,000 a year. Okay, that's just a professional YouTuber. Now, um, when it goes to like, let's just keep it at that. That's that it doesn't need to go in any extreme, But as this is, most people are here. Most people will even probably, you can just safe to say, will probably most likely never even get to this point, if not, you know, um, even get to this point, because the thing is that, like, to actually even get AdSense, you have to actually get the qualifications to run AdSense. So that's like they said, it's out of like I said, 141 million users or channels. There's only less than 20,000 channels that have content IDs. Now there's options, and then this is going to go to kind of like tips or whatever. I'll just give some tips to what over actually I've been on YouTube since about 2008. I've had two channels that I've just closed. Um my This channel was about 7 years old. I'll just give you some tips from my experience as far as what I know works, what I think works or whatever, right? Um, as far as things is concerned. Let me change the backdrop to this here from what I know here. So the thing is that what works is usually what you're into. Usually what you are organically into. Like, first of all, like, trying to put, like, people, I see people that are trying to just get into anything, you know um I don't think that works. I think that the people that I see that are successful, like a Mr. Beast or whatever, or anybody, right? Even Kevin Samuels, right? They just progressively grew into what they enjoy doing. They saw opportunities, right? And they scaled their actual you know video equipment, sound equipment, and stuff like that. Of course, Mr. Beast has an entire, like, almost kind of equipment type, that he has types of equipment that you would probably see on a movie set or a TV set or something like that in Hollywood. So he has a very good production, right? So the thing is that when it comes to what you should do, as far as, or what you should do, you should just be yourself. Okay. Me right now, I'm being myself. I'm not trying to pretend to be anybody else. I'm being my organic true self. Some people are going to like you, some people are not going to like you. Now, me, I'm not the example of somebody liking me, because the thing is that this channel, I'm all over the place with this channel. If you try to be like me, I would not suggest you to be like me. I mean, I'm kind of crazy. don't don't copy what I do and try to do it on your channel if you want some type of success. Because this is just kind of like something I do for a hobby. Um, I get under a lot of people's skin, all across all walks of life, because this is somewhat of a financial channel as well. And finances is a very, very touchy feely subject. People get killed over conversations of money. Um, Various different uh, reasons why that is. People might owe them some money. People might feel offended about their exposing someone their financial weakness, it's a very, very touchy feely topic, especially in the black community, because unfortunately, black people in the United States are at the bottom in a lot of regards when it comes to finances. So anybody talking about trying to do better financially is going to be poke fun of, you're not gonna like that person because most people are broke. I mean, so you and that goes for women and men. So just nobody real a lot of times people don't like to be reminded of that. So when you have somebody like me, it's almost kind of like I'm a troll. You can even say this is kind of a troll channel because I pretty much am trolling you to financially be better, which some people might be okay with that, some people may not. So the thing is all I'll say is that even me, I don't care who don't like me or who likes me. Some people try to be popular or try to ride the popularity contest thing, and um that works for them. That's fine. But I'll just say that I myself, whoever rocks with me. um that's it. I really don't care beyond that because um this is not the real world. This is pretty much virtual code. I mean, this is run off of servers and networks and video transmission and all kind of other things that is carried over into a data center. The real world is different than online. So um I primarily focus on offline versus online. But online you can make a lot of money online. Don't get it twisted. But um know, that's why I say when I started off this video, you should, if as far as advice, I would say be PC, because being PC is kind of phony, but everybody will you'll be palatable to everybody, because being PC almost is like, okay, for example, most people with their children, they're PC. I am no different. When I talk to my children are l- less than 10 years of age, I'm PC when I talk to them. I don't cuss and do all of that other stuff or whatever, or talk to them about adult conversations. They're young children, right? So I would say, as far as a tip, if you could try to be like that, try to be PC to make it like your content palatable for all walks of life, all age ranges. If you could, if you wanted to, if I'm just speaking for someone that is maybe thinking about starting a YouTube channel or whatever, just being PC is good, because you can kind of like your content can be digestible for everyone, because you got people that are religious, you got you little kids and stuff like that. They just like to you know have some type of content that they can give to their grandmother, they can share with their grandmother, they also can share with their children. So being PC, that definitely does help, if you so choose. Another thing is having the right equipment after you become successful. I do not think that you should out the gate start having expensive equipment, because like I said, it's a hobby type of thing. You can definitely start off with like a cell phone, a little like $20 microphone. If you want to get like a camera, you can use your cell phone, or you can use a camera that's like less than $100. I don't think anybody should just start off with a whole bunch of like money putting into this, unless you want to, unless you're capable of. That's fine. But starting off PC kind of helps because you kind of get a wider variety of audience, and nobody nobody knows anything about your actual real world. You could be a total asshole, you could be a total mean girl or whatever. Nobody would really know until like you get actually really popular. Okay. Um so I guess I can kind of go into that, just briefly. So after you become a professional YouTuber, right? Let's go into a popular YouTuber, or let's just say a star YouTuber. You become a star YouTuber. You've done the professional route, and you actually a star YouTuber, right? I would say a star YouTuber makes over 250K plus a year. Okay. Actually, I wouldn't even say 250. I would say I would say at least, because you're talking about a star, somebody that's a household name. I would say a star YouTuber makes a million plus a year. That's a star YouTuber. People know your name. People recognize you probably off the street, and I'm not talking about your local neighborhood. I'm talking about I'm talking about you go like to another country and people recognize your name. You know, people recognize like you're like a household name. People know about Mr. Beast. They know about Kevin Samuels. They know about Pootie Pie. You're considered a star YouTuber at that point, right? So when you become a star YouTuber, it doesn't matter if you were PC. The reason why is, after you get to this point, or even before, even if you get to being a professional YouTuber, this is when people start to compete with you, because you're getting competition. People are actually trying to compete with you. So you're getting compensation. They can see the compensation. You're getting even their audiences. If you're going live, you're actually getting their live viewers. So it becomes a competition type of thing, right? So they won't, it will be even people that won't go live when you go live, because you'll get their viewers, right? So after after a certain while, certain people do things differently. Um some people actually, as a strategy to get people off of YouTube, or to uh be defensive to their competition, which is you, they will try to pull up certain sensitive information about you. It'll be, it's almost like you're a superstar, right? You have the tabloids and stuff. You have people try to kind of maybe give you dox your information about where you live, your public family, who you know, old information if you said on Twitter from 5 years ago, or Facebook or Instagram. They'll try to basically get all any type of old data that they have from you before you were a YouTube star or whatever, or even a professional YouTuber. And I've even seen in some cases, hobby YouTubers get doxxed and exposed, because I mean, you got people that actually are in all walks of life that are financially starving, and your little hobby YouTube money might be, money that they don't have, and they're living in a trailer park somewhere down by the river, and your little money is all the difference from what they have, and they'll compete with you as a hobby YouTuber. So yeah, after you get to a certain point, you'll have certain competition, to where people will try to make it difficult for you to make any money, or try to make it challenging for you to try to, in hopes, the goal is for you to end your YouTube career. They will even report your videos on YouTube to actual YouTube or the YouTube corporate, and try to get your videos taken down to get you channel strikes so your channel can fold. So yeah, after a certain while, you will have certain issues such as that because it's competition. So back to the tips. I would just say, like I said, a whole PC thing and camera equipment and whatnot. What you should do, niche, as far as do something that you enjoy doing. If you like bass fishing, be a bass fisherman. Show people how to be a great bass fisherman. If you know how to, do multiple things like I do. I just do whatever I want to do that day. I mean, I might show somebody, a quick minute video about like some soap that was 100 years old that people used back when they used to manually wash clothes. I mean, it just it's a variety of things. But if you're in whatever you're into, I mean, that could be something that you have. And then, like I said, I just talked about how you can have, YouTube says you can have over 100 channels within one YouTube account. So you can have different niches if you want. I myself, I do have an IT channel, and basically that's something that's I'm transitioning to as well. I'm doing some classes on Monday. Those are not technically free. It's free. You get a free watch after I pretty much go off. It's not listed anymore. So it's another thing. People will not value your content as well. People, people. Just as a general tip, people always will discount you, just like Bitcoin. Okay, if people discounted Bitcoin, they're going to discount you. So if you thinking that people are going to value your content is also a mistake. I do not think any of your content is going to be valuable before your audience says it's valuable. It might be valuable to you, but your audience doesn't necessarily is going to say that it's valuable. You'll find some of the weirdest shit that is valuable when you post it that you didn't even think that was valuable. Make it valuable. Like, for example, I posted a video about a possible cure for herpes. It got over 100,000 views before YouTube took it down. That's literally how I got, like, my channel it was like a really big boost to my channel. It happened all organically. It just turns out, that was what took off. Why it took off, that's you know another discussion for another day. I actually talked about it before previously, but I mean, what you think is valuable might not necessarily be valuable to your audience. So I wouldn't even try to, kind of like assume that what your content is going to be valuable, before the audience. Let the audience decide if it's going to be valuable or not. And just because just you don't know what's going to be valuable or not, like this content here, I'm just putting it out here. I don't know, what is going to happen. I'm just putting it out here for just reference purposes, and like I said, just to put out some content. So I would suggest you just put out content. Don't worry about what the audience has or not. It also is stuff that happens that you might look up one day and your video gets 10,000 views one day because something happened or whatever the case may be. And then next thing you know, you got a whole bunch of people viewing your video. Because that happened to me, actually. True story. I actually went away for a while. And then next thing you know, a whole bunch of people start watching my video. And I wasn't even, my YouTube channel was dormant, for like at least almost a year or half a year. So I wouldn't worry about content. I'll just put it out and not worry about it. But the thing is also don't worry about like what your audience actually thinks as far as what they like. You might be trying to please somebody that's your adversary. You know, you got adversaries that will try to make you to troll you, to make you take down content and all that type of stuff. And you know, that kind of like goes into like the real world where you think people are your friends but they're not your friends type stuff. But yeah, all of that aside, yeah, that's definitely, like I said, don't worry about the content, just put it out. um Another thing is, I would say, is protect your brand, protect your channel. Some people do have a podcast type of format where they have people, they talk. I do that too. And then people join the chat, join the conversation. What I find out is that people, what they do is they let people join their panel and they don't know how to police their panel. They don't know how to control other people. You can have somebody come on your panel that's a serial killer, and then they could just talk about being the serial killer. Next thing you know, you getting a copyright strike just because some bum came on your channel that was a serial killer and started talking about serial killing. Because here's the thing: as a person that used to work for a radio company, um, you couldn't just call a channel, I mean, call a radio station. You had people that filtered the caller, right? So the caller will get like I used to work for a radio station called WVON in Chicago. And you called in and there was a call screener. And the call screener would ask, "Okay, what are you talking about? You know, what do you have to provide to the conversation?" Then they will say, "Okay, I'm going to be talking about serial killing and being a serial killer, on the run." And it's like, hang up, call me back. So it's like, you you kind of have to be able to screen people, and you have to be able to police conversations if somebody is not to, you know, I guess, providing content that which what they should be doing, that's up to what you're talking about. And also um you know something that will make you money versus take money away from you. I mean, you shouldn't let somebody come on your platform and take money away from you. People actually do that. I've seen people actually do that as a strategy to take your channel down, to give you problems for your channel. Like, it's really crazy, this YouTube world, but um the thing is that you do have to police your panel. You have to police your panelist. And the thing is, if you can get into how to get a call-in show where people actually don't, like, for example, join StreamYard, they just call like from a number. It's a way you can do that. It's not that even difficult to do, but it's a way you can actually set it up to where people actually call you. And then they can say crazy stuff, but all you got, it's just one real click button, and then you hang them up, and then that's it. But that's also an option. And another thing is how your channel can grow, where I see a lot of people don't have good growth, is collaborations. You need to have collaborations in order to grow your channel. I've seen people blow up but through collaborations. um you know Collaborations is actually the key to blowing up. If primarily, even outside of like talk, the podcast format. Like, if you do have a fitness channel, and it's just some fine chick that also has a fitness channel, and then y'all join forces for collaboration. Now she got your viewers, you got her viewers. That's how this thing works as far as YouTube. Collaborations is key. um so another thing is, You can also advertise your YouTube channel. It's actually people that have a YouTube channel that use YouTube AdSense to advertise their YouTube channel. You can use Google Ads to advertise your YouTube channel. Like, I mean, if you really into it like that, right? So that's another thing. And what else I can say as far as any tips or advice? Um I mean, I pretty much said mostly everything I wanted to say. I really can't think of anything else. So that's pretty much it for this evening. Hopefully this helps someone out there. You guys have a good night.